Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Rana Sports. Today we have a very special guest. He's the only Asian to compete in the European GT4 series. He represented the Hyderabad Blackbirds in the racing league, and he also won the drivers' championship in the Indian Racing League. He is none other than Akhil Rabindra. Hello, sir. Welcome to Rana Sports.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. Looking forward to the chat ahead.
Yeah. So my first question is to you. Tell us about your season. You finished with a P9 in round four of European GT4 series. So how would you sum up your 2023 season till now?
So the season is going okay. I think there's definitely particular races where we could have finished higher, but for one or more reasons, there were some small mistakes on my end, teammates end, or the team's end. But that's racing. You never get it all perfect. But I think was satisfactory. Like I said, definitely could have been a bit higher. But saying that, we have learned, we have put more protocols in place, and hopefully the last two rounds should be the best two rounds.
And sir, you won the drivers' championship in the Indian Racing League. So how do you think the Indian Racing League can propel the racing culture in the country?
So just the other day, someone was asking me about this Indian Racing League, and what are the opportunities. I told them I wish I was 10 years younger and starting my career in India now, because it is probably the best time as a kid, 7, 8, 9, however young you want to start to join motorsport, because the amount of opportunities which are coming right now, if it is from all the low level, from go-karting all the way to formula racing, this is the best time to be getting into the sport. Saying that, yeah, it's a great platform, great avenue to come and showcase your talent and your consistency. And we all know, I think this is probably which I keep telling myself, that we all know if you're 18, 19, or 42, you can keep racing. That's what the youngest and oldest driver is on the Formula One grid.
Nice, nice. And sir, can you describe the difference between the cars used in F1 and GT circuit?
Sure. See, in for Formula One, it's as the name goes, it's a formula car. F1 is to a particular formula and regulation, so the teams are free to build within a certain guideline of rules of engineering, that you cannot go beyond certain thresholds. And this is the engine produces about 600 horsepower. It's heavier now. It's about 800, 700, 800 kgs, depending on the fuel load. It is the fastest racing car on circuit right now. Mine, the cars I race are GT cars, which are a bit different. We use basically the chassis of a road car, and the design, the panels of a road car, but everything else from suspension, brakes, transmission, engine is all race prepped. So again, we also have a homologation and regulation. GT3 is such, GT4 is such. So each of the manufacturers, like I race for Aston, McLaren, and so on, they have to adapt and design their road car to a race car to that homologation.
And sir, how you got into this and what inspired you as a child to take up professional motorsport?
So ever since I was a very young kid, I loved cars and speed. So my father used to take me to the recreational go-karting near where we live, and then I ended up, beating the other recreational go-karters, which is not really a great representation because not everyone is fast. And then I moved into professional go-karting, where there were more like-minded people, and then I realized a lot more fast drivers. Ended up being very good there too, and then did junior racing in India, and then went abroad. So just the pure passion of speed and love for cars, and obviously the support of my parents.
And sir, in land of cricket, how do you see motorsport establishing?
So that's a great question, because cricket, in India for over decades has been the most important sport, most loved sport, and even today, most of the youngsters want to, get out of bed and want to become a cricketer. I think that's changing. It's just that the opportunities, if it's a non-cricket, racing or other sports, the avenues, if it is the as an industry, if it's the sportsman itself, or being a coach or a fitness trainer or digital creator, the whole ecosystem is growing, is doubling almost every year. So yeah, and I think racing, it's also important because the last few years there's been a big surge in viewership because of the show on Netflix. And
Yeah.
for India being such a large nation, where the numbers are so large consuming motorsport, and it's about time that we start feeding them some domestic races and also domestic content.
And so there are a lot of talented drivers in the Indian circuit. So, but only one has reached Formula One. So, do you think that reaching F1 is not the pinnacle for Indian drivers?
Yeah, so I think it's two drivers. So there's two, Naren Karthikeyan,
Yeah.
which we all know, and there's another driver
Yes.
called Karun Chandok. So yes, it's yeah, I think the answer is yes and no, right? The pinnacle, the fastest car in motorsport is Formula One. If you can make it to that and do well in that, you obviously reach the highest level. But like I said, the motorsport community is so vast. You can be a GT racer, you can be an LMP, a Le Mans prototype racer. I mean, another side of it is being a rally driver. So just because in each of these other parallels, you can reach the Formula One version of it. So exactly like what I'm pursuing is GTs. So there is a pinnacle in my avenue. There is the top of the ladder in my avenue, and not necessarily we're not chasing the Formula One dream. So yes, I mean I don't know if it's a direct example, but 100 meters running is the fastest, and probably the names there, but probably 200, 400, 600 meters, not everyone knows the winners, but it's still equally hard, and it's you're still running, and it's just a different skill set and ball game.
And so the automatic progression for you now is GT3 after being in GT4. So, uh, what are the reason why it is not happening?
Yeah, this is there's more than one reason, like anything. So I think the biggest reason is the financial support. Unfortunately, in racing, it's a very expensive sport. As you can imagine, these cars are very expensive. We use expensive fuel, expensive tires. You need more than one person to run the car, and you're driving, practicing on 300 acres of real estate. So it's just a very expensive sport. So when you go up to the next category, whenever the car becomes faster, the prices also go up. So it just I'm looking, to get the right funding in place. It's also when I go to the next category, I want to do it right. I want to be with a strong team, a strong teammate. So my first year I hit the ground running, then rather than being, somewhere in the middle or the back where the impact is less.
And sir, we all know that the MotoGP is also coming in India in September. So, your thoughts on this and how excited are you to watch
Oh,
this?
of course, very excited. India is the largest two-wheeler nation country in the world, and we make millions and millions of two-wheelers, and I think to the common man, they aspire to get a bike first and then a car. So
Yeah.
and most of us, at every stage at some stage in our life have had a bike or ridden a bike or have that thrill of having bikes. So and we have the great track in Delhi, not far from you, and it's just been underutilized. So it's nice to see the track being put to use. And yeah, MotoGP is the pinnacle on bikes, and it's still, I mean, even as a car racer, seeing those bikes go at those crazy speeds. And I mean, we think driving a car is scared, but we have six seat belts, and we're in a
Mhm.
tight capsule, but there you're just your bum and your hands are holding and you're going at 300, 330. So it's a just different level of danger also.
Last couple of questions, sir. What is your ultimate goal and how far do you think you are away from that goal?
So my ultimate goal is to race in the World Endurance Championship and also take part in these prestigious races as Le Mans, 24 hours Le Mans, the 24 hours of Spa, and Nürburgring. These are like landmark races. In some ways, it's an isolated one-off like Wimbledon and so on. So yes, I need to first get on to GD3, make my name over there, and then and then find opportunities in these large races. I think I'm in a right position. I've been racing in GD4 for many years. I've got the speed, I've got the experience, obviously I've got the talent. So just need to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and when the opportunity comes, I'll be more than ready.
One last question, sir. Who's your favorite driver of all time and why?
It's cliche to say it now, but it's always been Lewis Hamilton. It's just that I associate a lot on the technical side, his driving style. If it's from his early years in 2008, the way he used to drive to now, it's a very aggressive driving approach, braking very late. So on the technical side, we're very similar, and also on just the whole way he has approached his racing career, the things he has done, and the struggles he has faced. Right, he's also the first only black driver to go there. So there's so many things he had to face which other racing drivers didn't have to face. So taking all that and where he is reached today, it's very admirable. And for for drivers like me and drivers around the world, it's a big motivation.
Okay, and thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time and all the best for your upcoming races. All the best for your future, sir.
Thank you very much, and hopefully we can have more Indians in both two wheelers and in four
Yes,
wheelers, and
yes,
get many more medals and championships under our belt.
yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.